food. It's surely going to be a home run when you serve it up from the scratch suite. I'm going to start it over again, sorry, because I can't read today. You serve it up from the scratch suite is surprisingly easy to make, and it's straight from delicious bundt cakes cookbook from Kansas City's own Roxanne Wyss and Kathy Moore.
Well, I'm actually in the kitchen right now with Roxanne Wyss, and she is one half of the Electrified Cooks. Of course, she's kicking things off with something sweet, and then later on we'll be doing something savory with Kathy. But my goodness, this batter looks awesome. What are we making?
It is amazing. Perfect time of the year for this. We're making a blueberry yogurt coffee cake. So I'm going to start by having you make the streusel topping that's going to go in it. So we have a half a cup of brown sugar. Okay. And if you'll stir in the half a cup of toasted pecans. Anytime you can toast the nuts, they're going to have a better pop and flavor in your dishes. And then a teaspoon of cinnamon will go in it. And while you're stirring that up, I'm going to add about half of this batter into a bundt pan that has been very thoroughly sprayed with the nonstick spray that has flour in it.
So we were looking at this before the show even started, and it's such a beautiful tin. Now, let's talk about how popular bundt cakes are getting.
Bundt cakes have come back in popularity. The bundt cake is actually a registered trademark of the Nordic Ware Company, and any other tube pan that's a shape can make this kind of cake, but they've introduced all these different shapes and sizes. So you can do square and round and big and small, and it's easy to do. So very easy. Now, I've got about half of this batter, which this one is from scratch. It uses butter and yogurt. You can also use a cake mix. Our book has about 2/3 recipes with cake mix and then 1/3 from scratch.
Well, see, I love going through your book, finding out just different things. Some of them have mayonnaise and sour cream, but this one actually uses Greek yogurt. So what's that about?
You know, it keeps it moist. So anytime you see sour cream or yogurt or mayonnaise, you're going to know it's a moist cake. And a bundt cake tends to be very moist. So it's a good, if you're not an avid baker, you're going to look like a rock star every time you make a bundt cake.
Awesome. So, and I love the protein in that too.
I know. Now I'm going to have you sprinkle half of that streusel onto this batter, and we'll just add some extra crunch and flavor into it. And blueberries right now are just popping. They're delicious and they're on sale, so it's a good thing to have. And then we're going to put the rest of the batter on top of that. So this is a thick batter, but that's all the more goodness in it. So we'll just add this on top. And then as soon as I get this on, and it is thick, so you're going to build muscles too. You won't have to feel nearly as guilty having a piece. Okay. And then we're just going to kind of add the rest of that streusel topping on top of this, if you don't mind. And if you'll just sprinkle the rest of this on here, we'll be good to go. And just kind of pour it all over.
This looks so good. Now, do a lot of your bundt cakes actually use this layering technique?
Some of them do, and a lot of them use a swirl technique, which we're going to do here in just a second. So once you get it all on there, then we can just take this and with a stiff knife, just swirl it, not too much, but you want it to look marbled after it bakes. And then it's going to bake for about an hour. So that's what helps keep it nice and moist. And then here's the finished one. So I'm going to have you make it extra special because these are great gift ideas too. You can make one for a neighbor or a friend and then just cover the top of it with powdered sugar. Thank you.
Well, you can definitely see the marbling, and the powdered sugar definitely gives it that nice finished look.
It does, and it's easy to do, and it makes a nice, and I'll cut into it so you can see.
This would be just like perfect for a picnic. We've got a company picnic coming up on Sunday, something like this. Man, it would wow.
It would wow. It would be easy to do. And you know, we all have friends that need a pick-me-up, or they might be going through something tough right now. What a great thing to drop by and just say, or you know, the other thing that's nice about bundt cakes, there you go, that looks good. They freeze beautifully. So you can make it ahead, have them in the freezer, and you are good to go. So it's a delicious thing. Imagine a piping cup of coffee.
So before we go though, you guys are going on QVC. Tell me a little bit about that, why I tried
We love our friends at QVC. So they're going to be bundling all of our delicious books. So we have bundt cakes, poke cakes, and dump cakes. And so we're going to go on in several weeks. And so in the meantime, if you want the book, it's here at Pride's or A Time for Everything, Cockrell's, any of the gourmet stores in Kansas City carry our books, and so we hope to. But yeah, be sure and tune in and watch us.
Roxanne, I have to tell you, that was simply amazing. It seriously made my morning. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thank you very much.
Bill?